Okay.
Okay.
So today's topic is pretty much local, specifically food, retail, restaurants, a little bit of baseball.
Local to
Mostly local to Lakewood.
Lakewood.
Yeah. So this neighborhood, pretty much. All right. So the first one is Nature's Bin. Yeah.
That's
It's kind of sad.
yeah.
It's kind of sad.
I felt like it was coming, but
Right. I think we all expected some sort of change to happen, especially last year when we knew Whole Foods was, they tore down the space next to Michael's and Rocky River and they built up a whole fancy new store. And
yeah.
so we were actually even a little concerned about like Heinen's right down the street. And probably for the first weekend, Heinen's had slightly poorer traffic, and then it went back to normal. It's still a madhouse.
They're really
on Sunday.
They are very close. Like a city block away from each other.
They're super close.
Yeah.
But it hasn't really hurt Heinen's, not that I can see. Nature's Bin, on the other hand, they are closing. The last day is November 12th. So they've got about 2 weeks or so left. And then
but you said that the kitchen and catering is going to stay.
Yeah, they're keeping. So they had bought the McDonald's next door, and right, because there was McDonald's there. McDonald's moved over to Detroit, and they turned the McDonald's into a vocational spot, and that's where they had their kitchen. So that's where they were making all the food and doing the catering, right? So they're keeping the separate store, and they'll still have catering. So if you have an event, you can go get that done.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I have used them for catering for the wedding, the after wedding party, and it was good stuff.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, they kind of fell off with their cake options because they had some awesome gluten-free cakes for a while, but that went away. I don't know. Yeah. So 41 years they were open. They're laying off 20 full-timers and 5 part-timers. It's a few people. Opened originally in 1975. So this is like before I was born. Kind of makes it old. And then they've been at Sloan, which was by where we used to live, me and Jen, since 91. And then 2013, they did that McDonald's purchase. So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely feel like it was a missed opportunity. Just because there's competition doesn't mean you have to be the one that succumbs.
Yeah.
And I remember going there this summer looking for, hey, where's my fancy Nature's Bin boutique shopping bag? That's, awesome canvas or hemp or something. And they didn't have any shopping bags, much less a boutique $10 high profit margin piece that I wanted to buy. So it seemed like they brought in, whoever their new director was or whatever, and I don't know what they did. They rearranged the store floor and then closed up shop. So it's kind of, right, because they did the remodeling over the last 2 years. Yeah, they moved everything around.
Yeah.
And that was it.
People have been shopping there for 41 years. Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely, we spent money there, but there were very few things that we couldn't get at Whole Foods that would be cheaper than what Nature's Bin was offering. And you have to have like exclusives that have good margins. I think CBD oil might be the only thing that they have.
What's that?
CBD oil, that's the anti-inflammatory component of marijuana. So Ohio a couple years ago.
Okay.
So CBD does not get you high.
Right. Because it's not THC.
It's not THC. This is what you give kids that have seizures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now does this comes out of the hemp plant itself?
It comes out of, it can be a hemp plant.
Like an extract?
It's an extract or concentrate. Yeah. So they're the only place that I know locally that had it.
Interesting.
That was like the only thing I was aware of.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. Ohio did that a couple years ago.
So it's like almost like ibuprofen.
Eh,
Well,
in that
anti-inflammatory.
direction. Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot more, I think, capable in some ways. Right, you don't give kids ibuprofen to get rid of their seizures, so it definitely has some potency in other ways.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, that's informative.
Yeah. So that's Nature's Bin. Yeah, we knew you well.
Yeah, well, good memories. I remember
Definitely.
the once a year.
The neighborhood thing.
Yeah, it was the once a year customer appreciation day.
Yeah.
That was fun. I remember that. Oh, that was a fun time.
Yep. All right. So that was the sad one.
And
Done with the sad one. There's other good ones though. I mean.
So talk about this Friday night.
Yeah. So, and I think Nature's Been sort of tried to do this too, right? But kind of like as a Me Too, rather than as a leader. I think I could be wrong. So Friday night, you mentioned how you had gone up to Whole Foods and it was like, wow, this is very buttoned up. What's going on?
Oh yeah, and normally I dress pretty, well or classy.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, some days, of course, I have my lazy days, but I thought, okay, Friday night, I'm just going to the grocery store.
Sure.
But the Whole Foods, that Friday night was a little different.
There's like lines of people around.
People walking around looking
dressed up.
Like, looking
date nights.
Yeah,
it's actually a little bit of a meat market. is what you call that.
What did I say? Peacocking.
Peacocks. That's right.
Like a little fish getting in the bigger pond, because
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on, so I was like, okay, I feel like underdressed for going to get coffee. And
when they first opened, it was definitely and they have good deals, I think, on wine at the bar. I don't remember. It's $3. Don't quote me on that, but there was definitely some pretty
familiar.
good deals that they had if you're into that.
Yeah, or you could get like a whole.
They do have beverages. You're saying like different flavors.
I think that they did that with beer too. They had beer tasting nights.
I would not be surprised.
I saw a lot of signs.
But they had decent food. Me and Jen have had dinner there a few times.
Really? In the little cafe? Okay.
Yeah, they've got a variety of tater tots.
It looked.
There's like buffalo tater tots. There's the
gourmet tots.
Yeah, there's like
mac and cheese. Gourmet
mac and cheese. Yeah.
So the cafe did look really inviting. I hadn't tried it out yet, but
yeah. So for $5 Friday night, you can have a good time, hang out.
Meet some people,
I guess. There were lines waiting for. So it's $5, 5 wine tastings, 5 food pairings. Starts at $5 for $5 because once you get started with one number, you kind of want to stick with it. 5.
If you start mixing and matching, it might
confuse people. So, and you get $1 off if you keep your wine glass and come back. So it's only $4 the next week if you have your glass, for whatever that's worth.
So that sounds like something to do for sure.
Yeah, it's not too far away. And you can get your grocery shopping done at the same time. So got that going for you. All right. So the other one that's been interesting, we moved over here downtown Lakewood now, so we're over by Root Cafe and 16-Bit Bar and all of that.
Yep.
And there's been, we walked over to Jammy Buggers the other day. Yeah, Jammy Buggers over on Detroit.
It's just a funny name.
It is a funny name, yeah. And then next door, there's a big Nature's Oasis thing that's been coming up that Jen's been really excited about.
Okay. So tell me about that.
So it's like half grocery store, half diner. I'm not sure what hours they're going to be open. I haven't noticed that. But it's like 3,300 square feet, so it's like 2 storefronts, basically. Decent size.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're kind of going the boutique route that Nature's Been couldn't go, I guess, but it's pretty much all food, right? So They talk about popsicles from Chill Pop Shop, pizzas from Paleo Pizza. I've had Paleo pizzas before. It's like cashew cheese, I think.
Dinosaur pizza?
It's right. It's
Paleo.
pretty. I can eat it. I'm
pretty excited about this,
Yeah.
because I live in the grocery desert.
The grocery. In Tremont.
Yeah. Everyone talks about how there's just
There
is no walkability to getting groceries there. It just doesn't exist.
It's a neighborhood for stumbling, not walking.
CSU students, Case students, everybody says that it's great. They'd like to be there, but given that it's a food desert, that's a big problem for them because they don't want to waste their day trying to get food while they're spending the rest of the time. Either getting all their studying done and a little bit of drinking. You don't want to spend all that time.
I'd say Lakewood's pretty well situated in that regard. We've got a 24-hour Giant Eagle on Detroit. I think it's still 24 hours. You might have to go through one specific door to get in, but I'm pretty sure it's 24 hours.
Mass transit system.
RTA rolls through here, on Clifton, Detroit, Madison. We've got pretty good access there. Hopping from here over to Heinen's or to Whole Foods, it's a pretty quick hop. You just go over to Clifton and shoot over, and you're there. So it's got, and now we can walk over to, soon, to this Nature's Oasis. November 4th, they're opening. So
that's when it's opening?
A week and a half away, something like that. Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
So some of the other stuff they've got, pierogies from the Pierogi Lady.
So that's
in
on
Hartville.
Detroit Avenue?
This is on Detroit, and right next to Jammy Buggers. 15613 Detroit. Kombucha by Bearded Butch in Old Brooklyn. I don't know that kombucha. I do like kombucha.
I do too.
I don't know if it's a boozy kind of kombucha or just a 1% kind of kombucha. We'll find out, I guess. So the owner, Elliot Ensley, he was looking at the health-conscious, active crowd. So it's a very walkable space. It's got those things going on. Yeah.
Health-minded people in Lakewood.
It is. Yeah. Some of the other, there's definitely generic sort of sounded things like coffee, tea, smoothies, breakfast bowls, sandwiches, salads, wraps, paninis. They're doing the Breadsmith's bread. So another local Lakewood.
So they're integrating with the other local.
Yeah, right. Rising Star Coffee, another local one. Heartwood Roastery, so a couple places for the coffee beans. The one that I thought was kind of funny, but I mean, I've had vegetarian meatloaf before and it kind of worked, but they've got a roasted carrot hot dog.
Oh,
vegetarian
roasted carrot hot dog. That could work.
Quote unquote, if you add ketchup and mustard, it feels just like being at a ballpark.
Well, it doesn't say it tastes like it.
Wow.
But you get
right. It feels like it. It's kind of...
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Well, some memories.
Yeah,
It covers one part
it's
of
the
it.
idea enough. Whatever. If it's gluten-free, I'll try it. It's kind of my...
I wouldn't expect to see that anytime at the Progressive Field Jake's Stadium.
They're going to have displays that describe the product, where they're located, and what the background is. So kind of food education, I guess. Yeah, so all these local brands. And
Speaking of ballpark,
Yeah.
Good luck, Tribe. Today's the opening World Series. Good luck, Cavs. Opening Cavs night. It's going to be big.
Everybody's kind of hopping. Yeah. There you go.
So what else do you have
here? I think that's... I mean, I'm sure it'll look
salvage decor.
It'll look like a typical Lakewood hipster maker kind of spot. I'm all about making things.
that's really cool though.
Rustic.
Like the reclaimed stuff.
Roof barns.
What do they
ceiling.
call that? The restore. The restore
restoring.
project. Yeah. Restoring stuff instead of just going with like new weird materials. I do like the old stuff because
it's got character. It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. It's not
they
just
don't
manufactured.
They don't make wood like they used to.
They don't, right? So that's part of
But you were like, what?
In Lakewood, they got all these houses with real
wood,
real wood all over the place.
And the way that it's cut, I guess, affects it. So they don't process it.
Yeah.
They seriously don't make wood like they used to.
It's not possible to get it that clean without knots or minimal knots. Yeah, stuff like that. Right. So the last quote that Ensley they had at least in this Cleveland.com story, people want to know where their food is coming from, and they want to know what's in it. So
I do all the time.
Yeah, reading labels.
And people look at me like I'm crazy when I read the labels on stuff. High fructose.
I'd say over the last 10 years, there's been a pretty big shift in edible awareness and what we're putting into our bodies and what stuff is good for us and isn't. Like, you still have to do a little bit of legwork, but I think this sort of activity helps make it mainstream and folks can get exposed, like drive-by natural. Now you know something.
Shouldn't have to be so much. I mean, most of the work's taken out of it for me. Like once you see a brand, and that branding uses that stuff that you don't feel like ingesting. I mean, you can just pretty much at an eye glance just be like, nope.
Brands tend to be pretty consistent in their content approach, like what's
manufactured in it.
Yeah. There's entire aisles of the grocery I just walk past because it's not going to do me any good.
Well, it's not sustainable food. It's I had a talk with somebody from like Nigeria, and they said what little money they have, they're going to invest it in whole foods that sustain them longer.
What do they mean by sustain in that context?
Well, specifically, I said, well, I mean, do you guys have like a McDonald's out there?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we do, but for the same price, we could buy a healthy food item that sustains your body twice as long.
Sure.
Because
there's
they
more
have to
nutritional value.
Right.
Yeah.
More fuel for your body
Yep.
for that same amount of price.
Yep.
Yeah, he said that you could eat the other thing, and it doesn't keep you going as long.
Sure.
Like your batteries run down.
Sure.
You feel worn out. So that's interesting. That's an interesting.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. So there are more options in Lakewood. Lots of good food. Go out there. Try them out. If you enjoyed this episode, like us below.
Comments. They're always appreciated.
Subscription to get the next episode.
Yeah, to keep up to date. Hear more of our stuff.
Here we go. Good deal.
Awesome.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.